obviously I was stressed about my grandma calling up and saying, oh, this is what your little sister said. But at the time, my grandma didn't even know that my mum had died, and therefore, when I got off the phone, I was worried, but I thought the worst scenario was that my mum probably got badly injured and had a broken leg or whatever, and it didn't even occur to me in the slightest that my mum could have died or was dying or whatever. And my dad, I went out and told my dad, I was like, look, I just got this call. He went out and we're calling other people trying to find out more and whatnot to see what was going on, to give me and my brother who live with him a bit of, a state of mind. And that's when he found out that my mum had passed away. And I sort of knew on the phone that it was going to be something really bad, and I sort of speculated it was going to be that she died, because when he was on the phone and he obviously got the news, I saw him sort of tear up and look worried. And the last time I saw him look that way was when my uncle died, which was last year. And so I was like, oh no, this can't be happening. And when he got off the phone, he said to us that, your mum's passed away. And so after that, my life just completely just was crazy. All the stuff I had to do, I had 3 weeks off school, and the whole 3 weeks was, if it wasn't dealing with funeral stuff, it was dealing with legal stuff around her estate and trying to deal with my own personal problems that I was having at the time, which I still am having, but not as severely as when I was younger, when it actually happened. And so as soon as we had found out, I went straight to my room and got dressed. We had all planned to go to my grandma's house, because my grandma didn't actually know yet that my mum had passed away. We found out 20 minutes after my mum passed away. And we went there to go tell her, and it was so bad. I couldn't even stay in the same room as my grandmother wailing when she found out. She was so upset and distraught, and it was making me feel worse. I mean, it just wasn't cool. And that night I had an anxiety attack, or I presume it was one, because I couldn't move. I just went to bed and I felt sick and I couldn't move. I had a bucket next to my bed because I just felt like I was going to vomit. Everything just seemed like a struggle. If I needed Dad to get me something or whatever, it felt like I had to muster up so much energy just to call out his name. I was calling the home phone off my mobile, which is in the same house, just to let my dad know something, because I just felt completely like drained. Hey, it was awful. And even after my mum passed away, like, I've had nightmares almost every night of buses hitting cars and stuff, and horrible stuff, and dreams of me screaming for my mother and whatnot. I still do, not as severely, but it still does happen. Particularly if I've been thinking about her before I went to bed, which I do. I still do, I admit. Of course, I'll probably always think of her. And people told me that, yeah, it gets easier and stuff. And I believe, yeah, it will probably get easier over time, but I'll never be able to forget it. I'll always be upset. I'll be able to deal with it better as time goes on, but pain will never go away. And it's just so bad, and I feel people need to know, because maybe my story will make people realise what they have. And for anyone out there who's watching this who's also lost their mum, whether it was a car accident as well, or a disease, or anything else, I know how you feel. It doesn't matter how a parent dies. It's just as saddening either way. And so, I know how people that have lost a parent feels. And, my heart goes out to you, and, it's awful. It really is. I wish I could turn back time and save my mum. I always think that. And I just feel people really need to realise what they have. Your mum's important, She gave birth to you, and yeah, it takes two to tango. So you should appreciate both your parents, your mum and your dad, because if it wasn't for both of them, you wouldn't be there. You know, your mum carried you for 9 months. That's pretty significant and really important. And, you know, everyone should always tell their mum and their dad that they love them every single day, because you never know when they're going to be gone, and you won't be able to say that to them ever again. And so I'm just over hearing people with their shit, because, you know, it's bullshit. And I've had people that haven't lost a parent at all who have tried to claim that what I'm going through with losing my mum is not that bad. Well, obviously you don't know what it's like, because if you knew what it was like, there'd be no way in fucking hell you would say that to me or to anybody. You have no idea what I'm going through, and it's quite significant. It's probably one of the worst things that could happen in life to someone, particularly at a time like this, because it's not like it was old age or anything. My mother was 42, and to people that say things like that, I don't have time for them. I think they should all go get fucked. You know, I really don't have the patience for them, and I could be petty and beat the shit out of them, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to put myself down to that level. My mum wouldn't want me to do that. People like that just aren't worth my time. And so I just hope that people will appreciate their mums, like seriously. And your dad. Appreciate your parents. You don't know what's going to happen to them, and when something bad does happen to them, if it does, you're going to wish that you appreciated them more.